we've yet to see. It's another battle of France versus Saudi Arabia. We got their team logos up today. That's what Sambo rw9 we know and love in terms of being able to do anything on the field in 1v1 and also being spectacular in defense. And I was about to say, he is expert at dodging the bumps. Not often does he get bumps. This isn't really an air-dribble bump on a Vatira who is frozen in net with 30 boost off the respawn. rw9 forces him to use that 30 boost in order to make a save, and then brings the ball right back at him and says, actually, no, Vatira had 40 to work with, but he just creeped all the way out. Game, guys. Vatira, what a setup. Wow, rw9 not making this save, which, to be clear, is only something I'm saying because it's rw9. This is an amazing shot from Vatira. Reset. rw9, can he punish Vatira for a poor clear? I think, I've said this kind of before, there's no question Vatira was number one before Zen entered RLCS, but we should probably wait until Zen loses a tournament. Frozen there for a moment as he waits for Vatira to take his shot, and he hook shots this in the bottom right. Would suggest that somebody is lesser, because we are talking about the two best players in the game. Be able to take rw9 down for a couple different reasons. I mentioned this in the previous match. One reason because taking a win against the best in the game. The other reason because every single tournament I seem to ever run that has both. Yeah, if they play each other before the finals, then that barely counts as well. rw9 air dribbling over the top of Vatira's second attempt. I think Vatira pre-jumped, decided to go back to the ground, and was hoping to, considering rw9 is involved. Normally, you know, he could get a high-scoring game, but he's able to prevent his opponent from having one. Hook shot from rw9. Handle anything that the other player has to throw at you. rw9 to the backboard, rushing back to the ball in case he felt like he needed to beat Vatira, but great recognition that Vatira was actually turning away, and to roll his car around to get a soft touch in order to drop it down to control is really something that should not. Has a 2-goal lead now. Vatira able to get this pass, clinging on to his 21 boost to use when it's most effective. He decides trying to flick the ball out of the blue half. What happened there? Am I crazy, or did rw9 just have an opportunity to shoot? Did I see something wrong there, or did rw9 kind of slow play what should have just been a rush to the net? rw9 wants to go next. He got on the correct side of the ball, and Vatira was nowhere to be found, and he tried to control a dribble with Vatira up 1-0. A very high-scoring game. We finished like 11-9 or 11-8. Kickoff rush where Vatira might have even started from down and pushed himself to a comfortable lead, all off the back of consecutive kickoffs. Got Vatira to the midfield, able to pick up 100. Now Vatira trying to trace him down. rw9 dodges him, but Vatira, what kind of flick does he have on 0 boost? He has no choice but to go for it. rw9, way to fake from Vatira! Oh my goodness. The goal line antics. rw9 wanted a soft touch to follow back up, and Vatira saw that rw9 had actually recovered. Dropping this one to the ground. Vatira not backing down. Last bit of boost he had, he uses to dive on the ball and ends up finding himself wall side of the ball to start playing it infield. rw9 not playing around with the soft save this time. Just sends it as high as possible off the backboard. An asset probably in his 1v1 games as he works into this, you know, a little bit less games played than a lot of these people he's playing up against. Has been his defense. His defense has been very translatable. Vatira not able to stop this dribble though. rw9 slotting it, sit on the ground and test rw9 to see if he can actually do it. And the answer is yes, rw9 can. And rw9 now, Vatira forcing the issue off of the kickoff possession this game, where you leave to get 100 with the ball, and the defender's going to have a chance to get some as well. I think that example from Vatira was the worst example of forcing the 0 boost game. He was not really in a position, but like the elite defender we know he is. Vatira Surprising Rawas with this cut, though. Actually didn't have any boost to work with either. Vatira, interesting decision to pop it and keep it glued to the side wall instead of letting it come out to the midfield. Nice 50 has a possession for him, but he's down 4 right now. He needs this, and he gets it. Hasn't been allowing him to do so. Double jump. That is going to have no good results. Oh, Vatira does again. Vatira loves his respawn defense. Nobody's better at changing teams and showing back up. Vatira, camera check to see where Rawas is at. He takes it above him as he expects the pre-jump. And he just gets the shot off the ceiling. Rawas has tried to meet Vatira, eligible bump from different parts of the field. Searching for his way through, and he hasn't been able to find it. Will this be it? As Vatira left that right side of the net open, but instead, Rawas slow plays it. And that is a smart and safe play. I think we're going to see Vatira recognizing that he left a big window open. Rawas faking the hook shot gets Vatira to force a 50, and now a demo. So Rawas, the half flip. Wait, Vatira recovers the nice respawn. And he's actually going to get himself a goal. Rawas thought for sure he was going to have. Rawas wants him off the map again. But Vatira, can he spawn in the perfect spot? No. Rawas diving on this dribble. And it went about as good as it possibly could. Vatira could not force the 50 into the blue half. So Vatira with 28 to work with, and he just catches Rawas, expecting a slower play. We saw Rawas dive earlier as Vatira controlled the dribble, and this time Rawas turning in at Vatira. Vatira on the bounce dribble. Not the first touch he wanted, I don't think. You know, I'm willing to entertain it if Vatira ends up getting something out of it. I was going to have to try to make another defensive effort. It's eligible bump. Rawas able to get the save. Like the Rawas we know and love, but he just side flipped over the top of the ball. Vatira has time, but he couldn't get the flick. Immediately, can't get anything out of it. He has a nice dribble now, though. Rawas with 19 boosts to work with, and Rawas forces it to the ground. It's a bit farther out to midfield. Vatira, eligible bump. Rawas again around it. And does he have the long shot for the goal? It seems like he does. Vatira, on those eligible bumps. That just goes to show Rawas had a tough time saving the eligible bumps. Rawas trying to carry this off the back wall and find a way to score, and he does so at the slowest of dribbles. He walks it in the air all the way to the net. Vatira with 20 boosts to work with. Save away from Rawas, but with Rawas hovering behind the ball, he's able to force it in. Ooh, Rawas booming an own goal top left. Was it possible not to, though, is the question. That's what I'm trying to answer here. Vatira baiting Rawas in with a slow dribble. This ball, very little forward momentum, is very slow, or very little lateral movements, basically forcing Rawas to have to come to meet him. Nice pre-flip by Vatira. Will it be enough for a goal? It will be. Controlling this into the corner. His air dribble not all the way to the ceiling. Maybe as a way to not let Rawas challenge high. And it looks like a bit of an awkward setup, but it's exactly what he needs. He forces Rawas to clear it with momentum away. Vatira looking to try and get the zap dash, but Vatira to the skies. Pre-jumps by Rawas, but Rawas, you saw the position of his car when that bump happened, which suggested that Rawas was actually pointing himself back down or not trying to get as much height. Yeah, you see him attacking towards the ball. Vatira just going to tap one directly at Rawas to start this possession. Rawas up to meet Vatira. Vatira had a reset. He tried to side flip through the ball. Vatira, strong first touch. He sees Rawas setting up a net. He wants to force him into net quicker. A lot of times people will kind of take a controlled swing. Roas down 4. He's going to do a similar dribble. Looking to play with speed, and he doubles. Takes advantage of Vatira, who had no boost to work with. He flips through 3 pads here to get 36, but certainly a kickoff win that would play right into it. Here's Roas not taking the dribble up. It can be as simple as that. Because defenders are going to the ceiling now to intercept. Sometimes you could just... So I think I can join pro lobbies now. I think that's how that works. Roas, diagonal flip into the kickoff by Vatira. Early flip as well. Roas sending this high off the backboard. We've seen that he's already discouraged from going for the soft ones. A few different times Roas tried to get the softest possible touch and follow that up. Vatira, oh, the no look! You love to see it, although he didn't connect on it. So it doesn't look as cool if you go for it and miss. Vatira wants his 11 goals. He had his first game win in a Fennec. Fennec for game 5. Dabbling in the octane, but he said it's back to business in the Classic. Vatira showing that it doesn't matter what kind of octane hitbox Roas is in, as you need the ball on the ground. But he actually does a great job recovering after the demo. Roas can't snipe the long shots. Dives for a 50. Such a lower scoring game here at the start. Vatira misses on his dribble. Roas plays it around him. Maybe it's less about Vatira missing and more about the great movement from Roas. In the final moments, you see turns away and starts to push his car back. That's right when Roas pushes it over the top of him. Vatira forces his 50 down and in. Vatira converting on his air dribbles. Bend an air dribble like that for a 50. Normally they're much more glued to the ball. Front flip from Vatira. Roas trying to stay active in net to try and throw Vatira off all the way to the ceiling. Double jumps immediately back down. Camera check from Roas. Does he have to clear this? Is Vatira approaching the ball? The answer is yes, and Roas is just barely not able to convert on the goal from it. Roas 50. As soon as he recognizes Roas is not attacking, does his best to hold off with his 16 boost. He tries to make his 16 boost last and land back down on the ground, but it's really hard to panic around and cover. Be able to keep Roas at bay. Roas air dribble from his own box. The reset and the bump to protect it just in case. I'm not sure he needed the bump, but if Vatira had been there, would have kept him away. I want to see. He might have connected with him late. Yeah, I guess just slightly off on the execution. Now trying to slow play Roas. Not the kind of guy that you could get the best of when you slow the game down, especially when he's on defense. He has nerves of steel. Roas, camera check. He goes for the demo. Not able to get it. Now the backflip setup. It's enough. Oh, Vatira actually shows him that that's the case. You know, Vatira feeling like maybe he can get away with it because he's low to the ground, but Roas getting around any of these telegraphed bumps. We saw at the start of the match, chance to know that they're about to come. He is making a save on all of them, as we are very used to with Roas. The angle from Roas to get a 3-goal lead. The kickoff win, it's GG's. Vatira's not even going to try. Roas ices it out. A great series from Vatira, but Fennec Roas, of course, the inevitable. It's Roas Moxie in the grand finals.